The Minion Prince and Root Riders may seem like an unlikely combo, but their synergy is incredibly powerful. So let this be the only guide you need to 3-star any base with this Root Rider army. To kick things off, let's start with the best build each hero needs for this army to be successful. Starting with the Royal Champion, her best build contains the Haste Vial and Electro Boots. This allows for a faster Royal Champion charge, so you don't need to worry about time fails, and this combo will still work before and after the balance changes go live. As for her pets, I recommend using these depending on your Town Hall level. The Grand Warden also has a relatively simple build, as you're running the Eternal Tome with the Rage Gem for maximum support. This army uses healers, so on top of being able to protect them with the Eternal Tome, you'll also have the Rage Gem to boost their healing by 50%, making it a stronger option against any base. In addition, this is the pet I'd recommend using with him. The Archer Queen, on the other hand, will use the Healer Puppets and Magic Mirror as her best combo. This is usually her go-to build for most situations, as it offers her high DPS with the Cloned Queens, high HP, and a 1-second invisibility. When paired with the Siege Barracks, this can be a very consistent way to funnel one side of the base. In terms of her pets, I recommend running just this one for her. As for the Minion Prince, he only has 2 abilities, so the Dark Orb and Henchman Puppets are his best. This gives you both a slow and 2 units to additionally help look for Seeking Air Mines. On top of this, the Minion Prince will do over 1000 DPS, with both the Rage Gem boosting his damage, along with the Hero Boost stats from both of his abilities. In terms of his pets, I recommend just running this one if I were you. Now, unlike other armies, the army comp for this strategy remains the same for each Town Hall level it's used at. So the link to this army comp will be in the description if you want to follow along. With your army and heroes out of the way, let's start by focusing on the Royal Champion charge first. This is used to create one side of your funnel, as the Electro Boots do constant damage to everything around the Royal Champion during your charge. In this case, I recommend using the Haste Vial ability early in order to speed up her charge, where you will want to use invisibility spells to keep her hidden. I recommend using them every 4 seconds or whenever she goes outside of the invisibility spell. If you're additionally running the Spirit Fox, you could take advantage of it, as it will allow your Royal Champion to have an additional helping of invisibility for 4 seconds. However, once you run out of invisibility spells, you'll want to recall the Royal Champion so she can be used within your main Root Rider army. Moving from the Royal Champion charge, you will want to set the funnel on the outside of the base. On the same side as your Royal Champion charge, you're going to use a couple Super Barbarians to clear leftover trash buildings, while on the adjacent side, you will use the Archer Queen with the Siege Barracks to set up a solid funnel. This will allow you to use the Magic Mirror and Healer Puppets to help keep the Queen alive while doing massive damage. Additionally, you have access to a Super Wall Breaker to get slightly deeper into the base to get more funneling done. With both the Royal Champion charge and funneling set, it's time to spam in your Root Riders and Valkyries. Typically, you want your recalled Royal Champion, Minion Prince, and Grand Warden to go along with your Root Riders and Valkyries, while also having a couple balloons to scout out Seeking Air Mines and Red Air Bombs early for both the Minion Prince and healers. Other than this, your Warden with the Rage Gem will help the healers keep everything alive, while also offering more damage to both the Minion Prince and Root Riders. As your spam works into the base, use an early rage spell to get them deep into the core, while also using the Minion Prince's ability early to scout out for Seeking Air Mines, slow down defenses, and even activate invisibility spell towers. You'll also want to use the Warden's Eternal Tome a little after the core to keep everything alive as you work around the base. Use the Overgrowth spell over a high DPS zone that could contain defenses like the Ricochet Cannons, Scatter Shots, and even Fire Spitters. However, if you're a Town Hall 15 or Town Hall 16 player, I recommend running the Overgrowth over the Town Hall to freeze it in place, so you don't have to deal with the Town Hall poison after clearing the remaining defenses. This realistically should allow you to use any leftover rage spells to keep the Root Rider spam moving, while having the Skeleton spell to distract single infernos or the monolith. With that said, this army should easily overwhelm most bases, as the Minion Prince allows your army to deal with the defensive CC and enemy heroes while having a ton of survivability in this army to get 3 stars nearly every time. With each part of this army fully explained, let's give you a full replay example or two of how each part of this army works. Let's start with Town Hall 17, where we have no Giga Poison, but we do have a lot more damage to worry about. So to start this off, we're going to run the Royal Champion charge with the haste vial in order to speed up this charge, while also using invisibility spells every 4 seconds to keep her hidden. You may also want to use this whenever she goes outside of the invisibility spell's radius. This allows you to get plenty of great value while keeping her protected. She can even take down buildings while invisible with the Electro Boots. But once she's cleared just enough of the defenses, run the recall spell in order to get her back into your army. This way you can use a couple super barbarians to clear trash buildings on one side and do the same thing on the other side, but mainly to get your queen and siege barrack into the base so you can set a really solid funnel with the healer puppets and magic mirror. This then allows you to use your Root Rider spam with the Valkyries, Grand Warden, healers, and Minion Prince to follow along. You also want to place in your recalled Royal Champion to start working into the fray. I do recommend running an early rage spell along with the Grand Warden ability, as there is no Town Hall poison to worry about, so you can get great value in this process, while also having the Minion Prince's ability to look for Seeking Air Mines. You're also going to use the Overgrowth spell in order to shut down an area of the base while keeping the control of the Minion Prince, the Root Riders, and the Valkyries as you work around. You just want to make sure that you're using any leftover spells like freeze or skeleton spells to distract defenses on the back end, and a rage spell to power your Root Riders and Valkyries as they continue to work through the base. Other than this, you should be able to very easily overwhelm the defenses after the overgrowth expires, and overall, this is a very simple and strong way that you can 3-star most bases. Now, if you are a Town Hall 15 or Town Hall 16 player, you're going to have to deal with the Town Hall poison. So the best way to counteract this is by running the haste vial with the Royal Champion charge in order to speed up the funnel, while also using invisibility spells in order to keep her hidden. This allows you to still do damage while the Royal Champion's invisible, or while both the defense and the Royal Champion are invisible. Otherwise, you're just going to continue to use them until, for the most part, they're all used up. This is going to establish a great funnel where you can recall the Royal Champion out of there and use a couple Super Barbarians in order to clear the funnel. On the other side, you're going to run the Siege Barrack with the Archer Queen in order to establish the other side of your funnel. You can also use a couple Super Barbarians here in order to establish a little bit more funneling for your queen to actually move in. But you do have the Magic Mirror and Healer Puppets to keep this Archer Queen alive and deal with the enemy CC in the process. Otherwise, you're going to send in your Root Riders along with the Valkyries, the Warden, and the Minion Prince as you work in. You should also have your recalled Royal Champion to get some great value as you work in with the Root Riders. You should use a skeleton spell to distract things like Single Infernos or the Monolith, while also having the Minion Prince's ability in order to look for any Seeking Air Mines, and of course using a rage spell to power everything through. You do also want to have the Overgrowth spell to use over the Town Hall, and the main goal here is to keep the Town Hall poison away from your army. This way, everything goes in front of that Town Hall, so now you don't need to worry about that Town Hall poison anymore, as there's nothing behind the Town Hall to go through. And this then allows you to have that Grand Warden ability along with a rage spell to power through the remaining defenses, and of course, not have to worry about the Town Hall poison and easily 3-star in that regard. Overall, this is a very strong strategy that you can even use here at Town Hall 15 or Town Hall 16. With the balance changes coming in the next update, this army will still be one of the best ways to 3-star no matter what. However, if you like an army that will still be quite strong but uses dragons, I have this Hydra guide for those who want something slightly easier.